up, guys? My name is the X Builder HD here, and today we're going to be building a statue of Graser10. I believe that's how you pronounce it, and yeah. So like and subscribing and telling your friends would very much be appreciated, and I would be happy to look forward to the next video with you guys. So first off, let's count our block space, which should be 20 for all of you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, break. And then we're going to place our block. So now what we're going to do is tell you the blocks you'll need. You'll need black wool, gray wool, light gray wool, wool, red stained clay, yellow wool, yellow stained clay, and you will also need to enjoy this video. So let's start off by getting our black wool and place a row of 8 long blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what we're going to do is place a whole row of gray wool. Then we're going to place 3 gray wool. I'm going to break out these two. Then we're going to place light gray wool here, light gray wool here. And then now what we're going to do is place gray wool on each side. Skip 2, place 2 gray wool. Then we're going to pull on our black wool, do another row again, do the same thing that we just did. And then now what we're going to do is repeat the same thing with the gray wool, except this time let's go up by 2. We're going to get out our white wool. Place 1 white wool here, 1 white wool here, then the rest in with light gray wool. Now what we're going to do is do a whole row of gray wool. Then we're going to do 2 gray on top of that, 2 gray on top of this, get our black wool, and then fill it in with the spaces that are not placed. Now what we're going to do is a whole row of black wool. Then we're going to do 2 more rows on top of it. Then from here we're going to place a whole row of gray wool. Now what we're going to do is go to the side and place 4 gray wool. In fact, let's make it better by going on the counting 2, and then the second one, let's place a light gray wool. There we go. Now what we're going to do is place a whole row of gray wool. There we go. Break that, only on the body. Now what we're going to do is, let me see, it's quite some bits, 4 rows of black wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. Now let's fill that in. Now what we're going to do is a light gray here, and then we're gonna pull out, actually I think I made a mistake. We actually also needed, let me see, clay. We're also gonna need our cyan stained clay. Now, let's go back to this and place a cyan stained clay. Then, what we're going to do is 3 black. In fact, 4. My bad. We're going to place a light gray here and a gray wool right here. Then we're going to place a gray wool right on top of it and a light gray wool. Then we're going to go here to this part. We're going to place a like right here, a cyan right here. Then what we're going to do is place two cyan, then 2 gray wool. Now let's start by counting up the blocks we will need. Let me see. So now what we're going to do is count up 4 with our gray wool. So let's go up by 1, 2, 3, 4. Just double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to fill in all that with our gray wool section. My bad. Can't pronounce words today. Then what we're going to do is a whole row of cyan stained clay. Then we're going to go, actually, spread out to this. Yeah, 2. Now what we're going to do is go up to cyan here. And then we're going to place a yellow wool over here and a yellow stained clay right here. Then we're going to fill in this with our cyan. Then leave a space of 4. We're going to pull out our black wool, place it on each side. Then we're going to put our gray wool like this, and 1 light gray here. Now we're going to do the hands, the arms. So you should have this for the body, the front. And yeah, so let's start off by placing a whole row of gray wool. Now what we're going to do is 1 light right here, and then a whole 3 wool of gray wool. Then we're going to do another row of our gray wool. Now I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we are doing this right. We're going to pull out our black, place block there, and a light gray here. Then our gray wool here. Then a whole row of gray wool. Then 1 gray wool on each side, 2 blacks, and a whole row of black. Then we're going to do 2 black wool right here. Then we're going to do 2 gray on the outside, and we're going to do a whole row of our gray wool. Then we're going to place a light gray wool in the end. Oops, my fault. And then fill in the rest with our gray wool. Then we're going to do 1 gray wool over here and 3 black. And that is the first arm. Now, the second arm is almost the exact same thing, but the other way. One is facing this way, should face that way. So now what we're going to do is do a whole row of gray wool. Then what we're going to do is place our light gray wool here, and then 3 gray wool here. Now what we're going to do is a whole row of gray wool. And then we are going to do 1 black on each side, then 1 light gray, and then 1 gray wool. Actually, we're doing this right? No. Gray wool here, light gray here. Then we're going to do a whole row of our gray wool. Then we're going to place 1 gray on each side, place 2 black wool, then a whole row of black wool, then 2 black wool like this, whole row of, 2 black here, a gray here, then a whole row of gray wool. Then what we're going to do is place our light gray wool in the back right here, then fill in these 3 with gray wool. And then what we're going to do is, do 1 gray wool here, and then the rest in black. And that is our front side. And I'll see you for the 3D part. Hey you guys, now that we're back here, we're going to do the back. So yeah, let's start off by placing 3 blocks of black wool. Then 3 on the other side. And then what we're going to do is place in 3 gray wool here, 3 gray wool here, gray wool here, gray wool here, gray wool here, and until we get the black. We're going to go all the way up to the black until we hit this. We're going to do the same exact thing for the other side. Go up by 3, Now, what we are going to do is do, oh yeah, this part of the back, the legs in the back. So extend it out by 8. Should have something looking just like this for now. I'm just gonna show you while I take a look at his skin for a little while. Alright, we're back. Now, what we're going to do is do all this gray, another whole gray wool. And we're going to do 4 rows of gray wool in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. End it there. Then fill in all this. And then what we're going to do is gray wool on the side, 2 black. See, it's already gray wool on the sides, so just put 2 black and then 2 gray. And then what we're going to do is, actually for this, we're going to break these 2. Then we're going to make it black. And then fill it all the way up to the top. Actually, what we're going to do is fill it all the way to the top, right here, to the legs. Yeah, just fill it in, actually. Might be a little hard to fill it in because you can't see, but just try to get it. I recommend building like this so you can actually see. I might have left a hole somewhere. We gotta look deep. No, it's Graser's house. There's actually no hole. So, yeah. Now let's go and extend this out by 3. 1, 2, 3. See? 1, 2, 3. This is just gonna be gray wool right here. Do the same thing for the other side. Now what we're gonna do is go to one hand, this hand I see, this one, and do a whole row of gray wool. Then we're gonna do, actually, first let's do the sides. Sides are always first. We're just gonna basically get this 2 here, and then we're gonna go like right here. Then we're gonna go right here, like right here. Oops, 3 gray wool. Then a whole row of light gray. And then a whole row of gray wool, and then black wool. Sorry about that, guys. I had an interruption. Anyways, you're back, and that's a good thing. So you see what we did to the side right here? We're gonna do the same exact thing for the other side. So gray wool, gray wool. Then we're gonna do light gray wool, gray. What is with my building? Gray wool, light gray wool, gray wool, another gray wool, light gray wool, then 2 rows of gray wool, then all the way back with this. Then we're going to do black going like this, and then a whole row of gray wool. Do that with the other side. Make sure it's only out by 3, 4 in total. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, what we're going to do is the back of the hands. So, arms. So now what we're going to do, yep, I already said, do whole gray wool like this. 1 gray, light gray like this. 1 gray, light gray. Fill it in, do the same process. Oops. Here we go. And now we're going to do 2 whole rows gray wool. Then we're going to put light gray here, gray here. Actually, no. Place another row of our gray wool. Place 2 gray wool like this, then a light gray wool, then a light gray wool like this, and then fill in all of that with our gray wool. Then we're going to do the same exact thing, but going the other way. So instead of this way, go that way. This way, this way. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Now we're going to do the original back, the backpack. So do 2 whole rows of gray wool. Then we're going to do 3 black. And go up 1, 2, 3, 4 with our black wool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Then what we're going to do is go up the rest of this and with, gray wool. Same thing for the other side. It should look like this so far. Then we're going to bring it, the black wool, actually we're going to do a whole row of gray wool like this. Not a whole row, but you know what I mean. And then we're going to do 2 gray wool here on the outside. Then 2 black wool, then black wool going out like this, and then another row of that another row of that black wool, and then we're gonna do 2 light gray wool, and then what we're gonna do is 1 gray wool here, no. 1 cyan, 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 make a pattern, cyan, 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 yeah, whatever, cyan, there we go, I said cyan, I wonder why, and then we're going to get something like this, and then we're going to pull out our light gray wool, and do this, fill it in with our light gray wool, and that is our body complete. Looks pretty sick. I like it a lot. Now what we're going to do is the head. So for the head, we're going to pull out our light gray wool, go to the side with no blocks, as you can see here, no blocks. Go out 2 like this, and then we're going to go all the way back to the part that has no blocks, like this. And you should get something like this. Then we're going to go up to the side right here by 2 I mean. Yeah, 2. Same thing here. Then a whole row of gray wool. Actually, let's change this up a little, change this, and make it gray wool. Sorry for my mistake. Take this out by 2. Go up by 2 here. Then what we're going to do is place a light gray wool here, skip the block, light gray, then fill in this with gray wool, and the rest. Then what we're going to do is a skip 2, actually skip 1, light gray wool here, then a light gray here. Then we're going to skip 1, place a gray wool, and then in the middle, we're going to do cyan wool, like this. Then what we're going to do is a whole row of cyan wool. Sorry, that is my phone. It is pretty annoying. Let me just turn that ringer off. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is go right on the side, place 2 gray wool. Actually, 4 gray wool up. Same thing for the other side. Then we're going to place a whole row, skip to a whole row, and then we're going to place one gray here, sign here, one sign here, and then we're going to do 3 gray wool, 1 light gray wool, and then we're going to do a whole row. Actually, my bad. I'm going to do 2, actually 1 red wool, oh my gosh, red wool here, and red stained clay here. Then we're going to place 2 going up like this, fill in that. Actually, no, this is supposed to be done with our cyan, like this. Then we're going to do red stained clay like this, 2 here, and then 1 red wool. And that is his face. Now, I'm just going to look at his skin one more time. I'm looking at his skin, trying to do my best at what I'm doing. So let me just look at his skin a little for the sides. There we go. So, now what we're going to do is, with our cyan wool, actually, no, our gray wool, we're going to go out by this 2. Actually, place another one and go out by 2, and then 1 light gray. And then we're going to do 1 light gray here, and then fill in this with cyan. Like this. And I'm going to take another look at his head. Alright, there we go. Turns out I made a little mistake. We're going to pull out our gray wool here. Just place 1 block. Like this, yeah. No, another gray wool like this. And then what we're going to do is 1 cyan, then 2 gray wool at the back. Actually, yeah, like this. And then what we're going to do is, let me see, yep. We're going to place our block like this. This should make a shape like this, and then fill that with cyan, do a whole row of cyan. And then we're going to place 2 cyan wool up here. Actually, yeah, 2 rows like this. And we're going to go all the way up to the top and mix it up like this. Then what we're going to do is put out our light gray here, our gray wool. Break this actually. Place our gray wool here. Then 2 gray wool here, then a light gray wool. And I'm going to place 1 here, 1 gray wool here, and then cyan up like this. Then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. 2 out here, 1 cyan, 2 gray wool here. Actually, this is right. Fill in all the way to the top. Actually, let's not do that. That was not good. Just making sure this distance is fine. Then let's do that. Do this. Fill in blocks like this. Gray. Row of cyan wool, another wool, row, there we go. Now what we're going to do for the back is pull out our light gray wool here, mix it all the way back here, And then for this block, we're going to do the same exact thing. Then we're going to do a whole row of our, actually we're going to do gray wool here, gray wool here. Actually just fill it all in, my bad. Then what we're going to do is go 3 up, and then do the same thing for the other side, 3 up, and then pull out our cyan, go up 3 like this, fill it, and mix it in. Actually no. Break these 2, put gray wool. Then we're going to pull our cyan, place 2 like this, until we get to, actually, no, until we get to the bottom. And then for the bottom, we're going to place a whole row of our cyan, place light gray here, actually light gray here, and then 2 gray wool. And then we're going to fill in this with our cyan, and then we're going to do 2 gray wool here, and then our cyan like this. Then for the top of the head, we're just going to, let's see, go back here, place 2 here, gray, then the rest of it, and with our cyan wool. There we go. Now what we're going to do is go back here to the looking air thing, kind of like this. And then we're going to go right over here, place 2 white wool, and 3 white wool, and then 1 red wool. And that is our statue complete. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys.